All right, guys, it was a tough loss tonight for the Utah Jazz against a very solid, one of those teams in the Indiana Pacers that I think are a little bit better than their record. At least they play well against the Utah Jazz. They've now beat them twice. This is the Hoops Nerd postgame show. Let's talk about it. All right, before we get going, though, guys, if you are new to the channel, please like and subscribe. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I would appreciate it, especially if you're a Jazz fan. We do every single Jazz game. We talk about it every single time. It gets crazy in here. Go watch past videos. Go watch the last video and see how things go here. But I feel like it's the best channel out there for the Jazz over anyone, any podcast, anything. Subscribe to the channel. You won't regret it. At least right away. Just kidding. Just sign up to the channel. Anyways, guys, let's get into this. The Utah Jazz lose to the Indiana Pacers. Let's just get into the numbers tonight. This is twice now that like we just mentioned, this is twice now that the Pacers have beat the Jazz, and it wasn't particularly difficult for them tonight. Domantas Sabonis was the story for the Indiana Pacers. He was just absolutely dominant. In the first half, he was like 10 for 10. He only slowed down a little bit. 18 for 22, 81%. 3 for 4 from 3, 42 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. He was just an absolute force tonight. The Utah Jazz could not do anything to stop him. And I guess it was a little foreseeable because you have that big front court for the Pacers, Miles Turner and Domantas Sabonis. And without Rudy Gobert going up against, them going against Hassan Whiteside, it was like they just demolished them, And it just goes to show you there are certain matchups when you have Bojan Bogdanovic as your 4 or Royce O'Neal and Bojan kind of switching off at that 3-4 spot. You have them defending this kind of size. It goes bad. And so Domantas Sabonis was just fantastic tonight. There's a few guys that I'm not super familiar with just because, Brogdon was out tonight. We did get to see Lance Stevenson, and that was a lot of fun, actually. But Dwayne Washington, I'm just not very familiar. But 42% from 3 is pretty good with 5 assists. Kiefer Sykes, I also don't know much about him. I think he's a rookie. Let's see. Kiefer Sykes, does it say here? It doesn't say. Who cares? I don't know. I don't know. There's your analysis. I'm sorry. But he played decent tonight as well. 2 for 5 and 1 for 2 from 3, at least offensively. 31 minutes. That's pretty good. But really, like we said, and then Miles Turner, the numbers weren't really there because I guess he was likely the one kind of taking on the Jazz's biggest, best defenders without Rudy out. And Domantas Sabonis just ate dinner tonight. He just had barbecue chicken all night. And Lee Christensen, it was painful. The Jazz just can't get stops, And I know Rudy Gobert will come back and the Jazz will get better. But they just can't get stops. And a lot of this was like shooting on the perimeter. So Domantas Sabonis is just like dominating inside. And so this would be different if Rudy Gobert was in, obviously. But look at this. As a team, they shot 48% from 3. 48% as a team. And then, let's see, from the field, what did they shoot? 55%. They went 55-48 as a team. That is unbelievable. And so that's just not acceptable defense, but it's just kind of what Jazz fans are getting used to. And, this was the thing I worried about most and we talk about this on Jazz losses, these things happen, but it's because, the Jazz didn't really upgrade their perimeter defense. Yes, they got Rudy Gay, and I thought Rudy Gay in his minutes played pretty decent, but he played 16 minutes. And that's just 16 minutes from Rudy Gay, and he's not going to solve every single problem you have. The Jazz just have some pretty fatal flaws. And the Pacers did a good job of taking advantage of it. Justin Holiday is an interesting name. 15 points. He's bigger than I thought. Let's see. Justin Holiday measurements. I looked at it earlier. I was talking to someone who was mentioning him, but I mean 6'7". It feels like he gets taller with every search, but he might be a nice defender. Maybe the Jazz could look at trading for him. Although, why would the Pacers trade him, I guess? But tonight, 4 for 7, 4 for 6 from 3. I'm just curious. Let's just look at his numbers overall. Obviously not putting up monster like box score numbers, but this season he's shooting 35% from three. He's shooting 39% from the field, so the offensive output isn't quite there. But I believe he's been a good defender in the past. Uh, I could be wrong though. Interesting player. Uh, and then finally, Chris Duarte, who's been a nice rookie for them. I feel like he's kind of tapered off a tiny bit as the season has gone on, but man, he came out like a ball of fire to start the season. Tonight, 9 points. Let's just, for curious, let's just see what he's doing for the season now. Let's see. 13.1 points, 4.0 rebounds, 2.1 assists. So he's kind of come down to earth a little bit, but still really solid rookie. All right, for the Utah Jazz, Donovan Mitchell was phenomenal tonight, at least offensively. Just the numbers were incredible. 36 points, 48% from the field, but 6 for 12, 50% from three. He had 9 assists, but he had guys like Royce O'Neal like not taking shots that they should have, and he was missing out on assists. And that's really stinks because he could have at least had like there were times where Donovan could have been 36-12 tonight for sure. But you have Royce O'Neal taking open, like passing up open threes, which he needs to take, which is annoying because look at this. 2 for 2, he was perfect from three tonight, and he's a good three-point shooter. And this was the thing we were annoyed with last year, is Royce not taking it when he's open. Come on, Royce, take the shot. You're a good shooter. Take the shot. Bogey tonight wasn't super efficient from three, and he just wasn't able to handle and guard anyone. So this was not a good bogey night. I know points wise, really solid, 7 for 60. Although 43 from the field and 33 from three. If you're not defending and you're turning the ball over 3 times like that with 1 assist, so a 1 to 3 assist to turnover ratio, you need to be better offensively. You just have to be. Otherwise, it's like whatever you're doing on this end, you're giving it up on this end, and this right here, the -9. Minus 30 for Jordan Clarkson. That is rough. Those were the minutes, and it was also the place that struggled. I mean, and the numbers here, this plus minus doesn't show up. Hassan Whiteside was pretty rough tonight. He started, but only played 25 minutes. 50% from the field, I guess, is good enough, but 8 points, 8 rebounds. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just tired. And 5 personal fouls. He just wasn't good enough tonight. And the Jazz and Quinn Snyder played a 10-day contract guy, Norvell Pell. 2 for 4 from the field. He was a -12. He played 4 points. So, I actually felt like Doak played well last night. And it's kind of funny. Like, the loss last night compared to the loss tonight is just not as fun. It's not as fun when you've got a fully rested team of your starters who come out and just kind of act like the Pacers are supposed to let them win, and they get punched in the face, and they don't win. And it's not very fun. And it's not fun when you're seeing your guys like our guy Doak, who had a pretty decent solid night last night against a good Toronto Raptors team, a Raptors team who I believe let's see. Let's just see out of curiosity. The Raptors are 7th in the East at 19 wins, 17 losses. The Pacers are 15-25. So the backups did better against a better team, at least for 3 quarters, than you could argue the starters did against a worse team in the Pacers. So that's depression, right? That's not my favorite. But we do have to give credit to Donovan Mitchell for having a spectacular night, 36 points. Let's see. Mike Conley has kind of quietly had a tough month, kind of struggled. And, 3 for 6 from the field is solid, but he only took 6 shots. He had 7 assists, 9.7 assists, and 5 rebounds. So, okay. But that's in 30 minutes. And he just wasn't really, well, I guess, you know what? It's funny. You look at this, 9 points. So, you know what? Let's just say it was fine of Conley. I just don't know if he impacted the game quite as much as you would hope. But right here is really, really telling. Clarkson, 7 for 15 from the field, 2 for 5 from three. So offensively, he was good in 18 points. And this might be indicative of other things, especially this being on the floor with Pell and also Hassan Whiteside. This is crazy how high this is actually. I would have expected that to be lower. But Clarkson struggled tonight, at least defensively. Although he did make a few plays. I actually going to lay off. This feels, I don't know. This feels unfair to me. The minus 30. You guys can't even see it. What am I doing? Minus 30. It's like it's hard to ignore, but I'm gonna ignore that tonight because I don't think actually this was all Clarkson. It was nice to see Daniel House. Daniel. I'm gonna get used to saying that. Daniel House. He had, let's see, 3 personal fouls. He had 0 points. He almost got a treadmill award because he had almost 0 stats, but he did get 1 rebound in 12 minutes. So he almost got the cardio award where you get zeros across the board. But yes, 1 rebound for House. We'll see how he improves or how things go. I like him on the team. I think he's worth keeping on the team for a while because he did show that he could defend in the past, and if he can kind of get that jumper back that he did with the Rockets, then that's a really nice little find. Rudy Gay, like we mentioned, he played backup center. I actually really like seeing Rudy Gay play with Pascal. We had 4 minutes of Pascal and Rudy Gay, 4 and 5, and I don't know why Pascal isn't getting more minutes, to be honest. You look at these minutes and you look at House and you wonder why is House getting more minutes than Pascal? Because I feel like Pascal plays good defense, something this team desperately needs, and he could be an answer in a lot of certain situations, and for whatever reason he doesn't get it. So I don't know. I don't understand, but I think after putting down the numbers he did last game, I think Eric Pascal deserves a little more time, and I guess he was rewarded 4 minutes tonight for his services last night. But Pogo Pascal did not get the minutes, so it's a bummer. It's a bummer, guys. And you know what? For Jazz fans, it's just a loss, so it's just tough overall anyway. It's just kind of, this is a tough loss. There's no way around it. We had so much fun last night with the young players just playing their hearts out, and in the fourth quarter, just absolute exhaustion. And then tonight, to kind of see this team kind of just not give great effort it's not very fun. It's disappointing. So, and it's disappointing that Pell got minutes over Doak, to be honest. Why? Why are we putting time into him when we have Doak, who could actually at least develop? Because when he gets cut and these are just 9 minutes that could have gone to Doak for more development, it's disappointing. It really is. And I just feel like Doak in the last couple games has actually shown that he's not a complete bust. And if he can be just this nice third string big, I'm happy with that. You know what I mean? If you can just pay him minimums and keep him on the team and he's good enough in spot minutes, Kenny, we could have won, but we're missing our best player. Yeah, but I will say, Kenny, these are the 15 and 25 Pacers. This is a team you should not lose to twice. You know what I mean? It's weird. The Jazz had a team like this last year. Like the Wolves swept the Jazz last year 3-0. That's weird. And it feels like the Pacers kind of know how to attack the Jazz. It might just also be a bad matchup, especially without Rudy Gobert, because with what Domantas Sabonis did tonight, just absolute domination. Hard to deal with, I mean, when he's shooting 81%, that's crazy town, So that's disappointing. Elijah Hughes was out with non-COVID illness, which is disappointing because he was absolutely on fire last night. Honestly, guys, I wonder if the non-COVID illness was burns because his hands were on fire last night, and he probably was left with burns of some sort on his hands, right? That might have been what it was. Jared Butler, of course, did not get minutes because, I don't know. Did Trent Forrest even play? I think he was out for whatever reason. I think they were honestly resting the guys from last night because they had played so much and then they didn't want to just push them too hard. Yeah, Trent Forrest did not play as well. So thank you, DNTF. Sick burn joke. Yes, thank you. All right, guys, that's all I got tonight. Man, it's been a crazy night for me, to be honest. That's why this is a later show. And I am just going to give a shout out to our All-Stars who are amazing, and I love you a lot. You guys, I hope you feel the love through the screen. Let's give a shout out to The Price is Right, Tyson Price, Baby Elliott Matson, X marks the spot for Zintas, Jordan the Goat, Bessroll, Ryan Perry, the legend, Joshua Hansen, the Danish Destroyer, and one Anton Warren, Ezekiel Raisibe, the man from down under, JT Buckets Wardell, Austin R. Grant, editor extraordinaire, Eric C., the C stands for champion, Donald Schooley, School and all of us, DW to CB, Darren Williams, to Carlos Boozer, Jorge Arrizaga, mi amigo de abajo, Lee Christensen, driving the lane, Justin Time, Justin Ty H, Patrick Akubo, the connoisseur, Robert Hall of Fame, and DW Jazz going all the way. Look at all these gold basketballs. We got guys that have been here for 10 months. You guys are amazing. I appreciate you guys a ton, especially on a night like tonight when the Jazz just look kind of, I mean, honestly, the you know what the analysis is? The Jazz just looked kind of not impressive. You know, Donovan Mitchell looked incredible, offensively, but defensively, this team just can't do anything. They just can't, especially on a night like tonight where they weren't trying very hard. So it's just a disappointing loss. There's, a lot of it can go down to this, like, an effort thing. It was just not good enough. And it's disappointing because, a lot of these guys had full rest. They didn't even, a lot of these guys didn't even travel to Toronto, like, I'm not going to bag on, let's see, Jordan Clarkson very much because he was in Toronto last night. So Clarkson's probably tired. What did Donovan say in the postgame, Kenny? Let me know. I did hear something that Donovan said, that you've got to give effort every night, and they didn't effing give it. Did he say something else? Anyways, I'll just give just a minute for Kenny to let me know what he said. But let's, honestly, overall, it's just disappointing. The effort needs to be better if the Jazz want to win, and Donovan's right in that aspect. If you want to win games, you can't come out and not give effort. Oh, that was it. Yeah, I thought that's what he said. So yeah, if you don't try, you're not going to win, especially when you don't have Rudy Gobert cleaning up your mistakes. And honestly, effort like tonight, and by the way, just an interesting note, Danny Ainge, Justin Zanuck, and Ryan Smith were in Indiana tonight. Not a night to act and play like that, right? And coach like that, for that matter. But I feel like I've been really hard on Quinn. I was really, really mad about that Ingles story. That really bugged me, but I'm going to try to get over it like one does. Anyways, guys, if you haven't already, like and subscribe to the channel. We will talk next time, hopefully again with a Jazz win or something exciting happens, guys. I am checking out. I'm ending this video now. Okay, bye.